Hi, my name's Anne Gaffney and welcome to Cook for Your Life YouTube channel. Today we're actually going to be talking about reading labels because it's really important. You know, a lot of times we talk about portion size and eating the right number of calories, and yet our eyes deceive us into thinking that maybe we're eating less when in fact we're eating a lot more calories than we think we are. Starting off with one of my favorite things. In New York City I take the subway a lot, and sometimes if I haven't had lunch or I'm feeling a bit hungry, I'll buy a bag of nuts. Now you can see these nuts are not very big. And it's really kind of tempting to eat the whole thing. You're going to think, oh well, that's not too much. But shock horror, you know, you look at the back and you say one serving is like 1 ounce, it's 28 grams, and there's 120 grams per serving. But there are 6 servings in this bag. So if I eat this bag, I'm eating about, well, 6 times 120, which is 720 calories. So that's a lot of calories just for a snack. So this is what we have to be careful of, and this is why it's always important when you're reading the label to always look at the amount of servings per container. The other thing to really look carefully for is sugar. Now, you kind of expect sugar to be in things like soda, or cookies and cakes, but then when you start to think about, this is a traditional tomato sauce. By the way, nothing here has been chosen for brand if a brand happens to sneak in, because these are all pretty typical. But this is, how many servings in here? There's about 5 servings in this. So you're thinking this is for a family of 5. And the calories per serving look great, it's 70. But when you look at the sugar in this, it has 9 grams of sugar. Now that's actually almost half an ounce. So there's a lot of sugar in this. Whereas, you know, when you get diced tomatoes, just plain diced tomatoes, they don't have any added sugar, because in this, half of that sugar is added sugar. Here you have total sugars just 3 grams per serving instead of 9. That's a huge difference. You know, when you're looking at something like this, people say, oh well, you know, okay, yeah, it's canned, I'm going to have to cook it, I don't just heat it up. Well, actually, tomato sauce that we're using, diced canned tomatoes, is the quickest thing you can make. And if you check out the quick tomato sauce on our website, you'll see just how easy that is. Cut down on sugar is with yogurt. Now, I've got a couple here. Again, now I've put this one here because it's blueberry and antioxidant, it's low fat, great, you know, and it's probiotic. And you think, oh my god, this is healthy, it's good for me, it's yogurt, it's low fat probiotic yogurt, okay, great. Then you turn to the back, it's got 26 grams of sugar in there. That's your whole sugar allowance for the day. So this is dessert, it's not a healthy, it's nothing healthy for you. With this is a vegan coconut yogurt, and again you think, yes, it's coconut yogurt, it's vegan, it's going to be healthy. Not so much. This has 16 grams of sugar in it, not as much as the other one, admittedly, but you know, that's a lot of sugar. There's 4 grams a teaspoon, so you're looking at 4 teaspoons of sugar in this. And here we go, boring plain yogurt, right? This particular one has 4 grams of sugar, which is about right. And this is just 1 serving. Now, if you want to sweeten your yogurt, you're better off putting in a couple of teaspoons of jelly or jam or a bit of fruit compote than buying a fruity sweetened yogurt. When you're thinking about sugar are things like oats. Now these are just, I don't care, these are Quaker oats, these are fine. So, these are just old-fashioned oats. And the quick cook oats have the same amount. These guys have, for 1 serving, which is about half a cup, they have 1 gram of sugar. Unfortunately, this isn't true for when you buy something like apple and cinnamon or honey maple. These end up with 9 grams of sugar per serving. So, you know, this is before you even start to maybe, you know, put any maple syrup on it, whatever it is you do with your oatmeal. With things like oatmeal, you're always better off buying the simplest kind and then adding your own ingredients. Like if you want some sweetness, add raisins, add a bit of grated apple, and you'll get the fiber as well as the sugars from those things. The way that you get it when you just get it in the packet, you're not going to get any of those things. You're just going to get the sugar. Now beans. These are just black beans, and we've got some red kidney beans. Now, what you have to watch out with beans is salt, and also the amount of servings per container. Now, when I tell people how many servings there are in a container of beans like this, they're like, really? I eat the whole thing. Well, there are 3.5 servings in a can of beans like this, just to give you an indication. Now, this really comes to be important when you're thinking about the salt. The salt in this serving size is 15% of your daily allowance. So if you eat half of this can, you're going to be ending up eating about half your daily allowance of salt just in this. And it's the same with, they're both about the same. This one has 18%, these ones have 15%. And if you get low salt, you'll find that maybe they'll go down to 10%. The thing to do with all beans is, first of all, bear in mind how many servings there are in each can. And the other thing is, as soon as you open the can, tip the beans into a colander and rinse them. That will take a great deal of the salt off of them, because the salt is actually in the liquid that they're cooked in. So with beans, what you need to do is, first of all, obviously is to look what the serving size is. Then go underneath to see how many servings there are for each container, which is this whole can, 3.5, okay? And then you've got the calories per serving. Here we've got like 90 calories. Now all of this down here will tell you how much fat, how much saturated fat there is, how much monounsaturated fat, how much fiber, and how much sugar. So we can just keep going all the way down these, to see, okay, no saturated fat, great. No cholesterol, great. Now, here's the salt, 15%. That's a lot of salt. So this is why you need to rinse them. Now, dietary fiber, 32%, excellent. So, not just rinse the beans, don't throw the beans out. And there's no sugar in these because they're really just, it's just the beans. So I know I learned about my nuts here. So I hope that you learned something today, that you're going to actually start to pay attention to the labels, when you're in the supermarket, and especially for the value-added things, the flavored cereals, always go for the plain if you can, flavored oatmeals, and things like tomato sauces. Just double check everything out, and especially check out yogurts. But really, and the other thing that is always worth checking are salad dressings, because they often have a lot of sugar and a lot of salt in them, and yet, it's not, you're not expecting to find it in a savory food. So just check these things out and be aware. But out of all of them, just like I had to do with this and get the shock, look for how many servings per container, and that way you'll really be able to keep track of how much you're eating. So enjoy, have fun, and eat well.